Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 4 of my Learning Bytes. I'm Marco. It's been a while. I know I've had a few of you actually asking, so I can't believe that there's people crazy enough to actually stop their day and listen to me talk. There was something that motivated me, though. So we had not an incident, what would I say? I had an epiphany because something really pissed me off when I was on LinkedIn. I was reading through different posts like I do every day. And then all of a sudden, I see this person that's very high up with a very known company, and she's a leader of learning and development that I've connected with at many different conferences. She sat at my sessions, I've sat at hers, and she announces that there is this entry level role essentially on her team. It's kind of like she's looking for someone to come in and start a career at this company. And then essentially it says something like 1 to 3 years of experience working, in the industry, or if you have portfolios, great. If you studied instructional design, even better. If you've been a teacher, great. Master's degree is required. Now, I want to preface this by saying I do not have anything against master's degree. Anybody that goes and furthers themselves in education, I'm all for it. I think educating yourself and expanding your knowledge and your experience in areas that you like and you enjoy is something that's commendable. However, the way this role was posted was sort of set up to fail. So I'm not thinking much of it. I'm saying, you know what, maybe it's an HR requirement, or perhaps maybe it's something that they have to put on the resume, but they don't really, they'll look for the best candidate and hire them. And even if they're missing one thing off of their resume or it doesn't match the job description, that happens often. I've hired plenty of people that will vouch for that and will tell you that, they didn't even meet half of the requirements on the application, but because they were the right fit and they were motivated to learn and do something, that got them the job, and now they are like aces in this industry. So what I will tell you, what really upset me was the response. Somebody came in and said, hey, this sounds like a very intriguing job. I've always wanted to work for your company. I've been following you for a while. Just had one quick question. I have my master's degree in flight right now. I'm about to finish it. I think they said was going to be like December, right? Or the fall. They said the fall. And I'm thinking like, oh, that's fantastic. It's like, is there any chance that I could apply and be considered? So what do you think the reply from this very high level leader was? She came back and she said, you must meet the requirements of our job description by the time you apply. And I'm thinking like, what the hell kind of response is that? If you're listening to this, because I know this person might be listening to this podcast, I didn't say your name. I didn't say your company. I didn't even go on your post to shame you. But what I will tell you is that it's extremely upsetting to be able to have that kind of response for somebody that went out of their way to show their interest and true enthusiasm for wanting to pursue this position. And then to be shot down that way, with that very simple response, I think it merits something a lot more. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And if you think I'm crazy, comment down below or get in touch with me, because I love to hear the rebuttal to this. But you have somebody that came in and asked you a very honest question. They're this close. Literally, they meet every other requirement, but they're missing this one tidbit, this one line at the bottom, which, let's be honest, HR is most likely asking for that so they can justify for the higher pay, because these positions are underpaid as they are, right? It's a great career, great opportunity, but a lot of companies like to cut corners and like to say, well, we'll offer X much, but they have to have a master's degree. Come on, give me an effing break, right? If somebody's passionate, they have the portfolio, they have the backing, why not even just give them the chance? I've been through too many job interviews where I've been rejected, where I legit was a great candidate, did not have that master's degree, but I ended up getting beat out by somebody with a master's. But guess what? That person not only had the master's, they had a great resume, they had a fantastic portfolio, and they were totally fit for the job. So I would say, you know what? At this point, I'm good taking second place because I know the person going into that job is somebody I want to connect with and learn from, right? But to go in and not even be given the chance, here's the point of this entire episode. Know your damn worth, okay? If you go to a company and they immediately do that, you know what? I got upset by watching it. I kind of got this itch to want to do something about it, but that was probably the best favor that leader did that candidate. because that tells you that company ain't for you. I wanted to reach out, but I don't. I'm not in a position where I'm hiring right now. I'm a consultant on my end. But what I will tell you is, it's like, if I would have been hiring, I would have totally messaged that person on the side and be like, hey, I know company A, kind of showed you the door a little early. Would you consider talking to me for a little bit? Because just their sheer passion is something that needs to be explored. So when you go through these interviews, the point that I'm going to try to make this from here with this episode is that you're going to go through so many no's before you get to a yes. That should not deter you. That should teach you what to look for, right? And that's what I have learned, and that's the best advice that I can give you, because in the last episode, we talked about your superpowers. And as much as you show those off, you're still going to have the majority of the applications that you fill out either be ignored or invite you to a screen where you're going to get ghosted, or to an interview where you're going to get told no, until you finally get to that yes. And the truth of it is that once you get to that yes, that is the yes you want to get, because you were your true self and somebody saw that potential in you. And that's where you're going to thrive. So don't sell yourself short, right? Know your worth. And, another thing that I've seen is a meme going around the interwebs, that where somebody said something like, hey, the reason why we declined your application, you got to look this one up. I'll probably post it on my LinkedIn if I can find it. Hey, it's because in the interview you complained about the interviewees being late, and you also complained about the pay not being listed on the job description. So for these reasons, we feel you wouldn't be a fit. Oh my gosh, that was like the best favor that a company could ever do somebody, is to give that kind of feedback, because it's like, thank you. Now I know, confirm what I already know, which is I'm not a fit for your company. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with this. It's okay to explore, because you're not just being interviewed, you're interviewing them. And the right opportunities out there. If you're interested in this field and you're truly passionate, believe me, there is an opportunity waiting for you that is right for you. So do not sell yourself short. Don't ever sell yourself short. I'm Marco. Thanks for listening to my episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be a whammy. Take care.